We still waiting? There we go. It's the Foxy we know and love.
I don't know why I'm frozen in this. Why is
Not for
it?
me, you aren't.
I feel like I'm frozen.
You're moving.
Am I frozen on stream?
I don't have you live on stream yet.
That's why. I don't know why it keeps doing this to me. Like, I can't get this right ever. Literally ever. It always does this. Cancel.
Yeah, I've got me moving on stream.
There it
but not
goes.
you.
There it goes. See, like I said, I don't know why it does that. And all I have to do is like re-click it and click it out. Either way, Jesus.
All right, we finally got it.
Welcome.
You doing this?
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Jesus Christ, another week of the Doc and the Fox. He is a Doc. I am not a Fox, but we're here anyway. Two average dudes talking about League of Legends, not because we're smart, but because we enjoy it. He's actually smarter than I am.
And we're trying to, keep Petty's mind off of his possible COVID.
I don't have
the
COVID.
usual.
I don't have COVID. It's fine. Don't have COVID. Either way, super big news from over the weekend. Congratulations to Damwon Gaming, winners of Worlds 2020. Jeremy,
Yeah,
we were wrong. We were both.
so close in so many ways.
I was
I know it was
not.
a 3-1, and it didn't look close, but I feel like a lot of those games, if the draft had gone a little bit differently, Suning could have pulled it out. I think that Damwon got to play their style, and Suning didn't kind of get to play theirs. So when the two clashed, I think that the Korean style, being able to play more macro, that kind of thing kind of took over, and Damwon did end up winning out. We were both hoping that the momentum was going to carry Suning forward, but it ended up not being the case. So
Sometimes
it is what it is.
Sometimes you have to root for the underdog. I had the 3-2 Suning victory. You had 3-1. You got the 3-1 right, just not the winning team. But once again, congratulations to Damwon Gaming. Again, this is Doc and the Fox Live podcast, produced by or sponsored by Goon Squad Gaming, and also not sponsored by COVID because I don't have it, despite what Shangu may tell you. Now, we got some serious, got a lot to break down in from the finals. We've got some interesting franchising news coming your way a little bit later in the podcast. But like I said,
Indeed.
first, we're going to toss it over to some stats.
Pat stats.
We're going to bring back Pat's stats. And first and foremost, I want to go pre-finals. I want to look at the finals matchup. And I want to talk a little bit more about, before we even get into Pat's stats, I want to reiterate something that I said in, I think, the second or third week of us doing this. Before we got into the finalizing of groups, we talked a little bit about the meta. And the meta told us, or what we understood at least, as completely amateur League of Legends nerds, that it was
we're professional nerds, okay?
We are professional amateur nerds.
We're amateur League of Legends players, but we're professional nerds.
You bring up a good point. Females, welcome to my DMs. What the fuck did I have to say? Wait, time out. What?
I love it.
Why did
Thank
I
you for the
have...
follow. Thank you. Appreciate you stopping by Doc and the Fox.
Why did I have to say that live on a podcast that's going to be uploaded to YouTube? I don't know, but either way, females...
It was better
welcome.
because I didn't realize where it was coming from.
I didn't either. Oh, God. I lost my train of thought. Okay, it's fine. Okay, moving
The
back.
train of thought has left the station. Let's get back to Pat's stats.
So, we decided, as experts in this field, which we might be or might not be, I will leave that to you to decide, that it was a top jungle meta, right? We did our research. It was a top jungle meta, and I want to look really quickly, and this is not a stat that you're going to have to guess, but it's a stat that I wanted to point out that we may have overlooked going into the finals. We both picked Suning Gaming over Damwon. However, Damwon's overall damage share,
Right.
26% top lane, 17% jungle, 25-23-9 mid 80 support. Suning's 24% top, 15% jungle, 26-28-7. That is a 4 full percentage point difference in the top jungle. And the most ridiculous thing about it is that is enough to persuade, that is enough to really change the shape of a series. And I think we saw that in the games. However, it's not full telling of the story. Damwon's win rate coming in 87%. Their first blood rate was just over 50%, which is not something that we typically see for the Korean teams. EWW18, welcome to the Fox's Den. What's up? This is Doc and the Fox. Welcome to it. But their first tower percentage, and one of the things that we know about South Korean teams, Jeremy, is how they play the macro game. Damwon's first tower, they got first tower blood 89.1% of the time.
Yeah. And I believe, was that first podcast we were talking about some of the different statistics. I can't remember the number off the top of my head about how first tower blood or first dragon makes it more likely that you're going to win the game overall based on statistics. So that 89% definitely brings things over in your favor. And we were talking about Korea's optimal macro game when they were compared to Suning's style of play. It obviously was the superior of the two.
Yeah. So
hit us some more with those Pat stats.
So here we go. Pat stats. Looking at I'm strictly looking at the best of 5, the finals best of 5. Okay. Obviously, it was 3-1 in the favor of Damwon Gaming. However, I want to see if you know, overall, higher damage per minute, is it, also, females, welcome to my DMs, loves your lava lamps. God,
thank you.
I'm not going to get
my lava lamps too.
There's in no way am I getting over this. Okay. Highest damage per minute.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna give you 4 choices.
Okay.
Pick the right one.
Hey, I got a 25% chance.
You got a 25% chance. Showmaker, Damwon's mid laner. Bin, the top laner for Suning. Angel, I think it's Angel. Angel, the mid laner for Suning, or Nuguri, the top laner for Damwon.
I believe it was Damwon's top laner, wasn't it?
It was 574 damage per minute. Okay.
Yeah. And that again goes back to us talking about the meta and the fact that Damwon was actually they were superior in their drafting over the top jungle meta, which was predominant in Worlds and regional playoffs this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that
obviously going to completely change what we had preseason with all the new items. So that'll be, some more new fun as those start to get released. I think that'll be in a future episode that we will be breaking those down of Doc and the Fox.
Hey, we are absolutely going to hit preseason hard in the next couple of games, or in the next couple of weeks. We're looking forward to it. Okay.
Yeah? We got another stat?
I do love
another
this.
Pat stats?
I do love this. Okay, this might be a little bit ridiculous, but I want to see if you can guess the highest KDA in all of Worlds. In all of Worlds, the highest KDA. What?
Infinite.
No. What the highest KDA was, and then bonus if you can guess either A, the team, or B, the player.
Yeah.
I'll give you plus or minus 3.
All of Worlds.
Plus or minus 0.5.
No idea.
Plus or minus 0.5.
18.5.
Not that good.
Not that good.
This is Worlds, not TSM, not NA solo queue.
Hey, I mean, there were multiple teams that played TSM.
Jeez. That may have padded these Pat stats a little bit. However, the top KDA.
Gotta hit me with it because I have no idea.
Top KDA was 7.6, a tie.
Yeah, nowhere near.
And the reason I picked this out was it was a tie between 2 80 carries, Ghost from Damwon Gaming and my boy Reckless from Fnatic. Pew, 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 pew. Oh, yeah.
And I can't mute him, or I would.
No, you can't mute me because I'm the one that controls this ish. Sorry. And I mean, we can go on. The most interesting thing to me was one of the things that we talked about earlier was a lot of, do we think once we get into groups the game time changes, the average game time?
Right.
Okay, so average game time duration was 31 minutes in the in the group stage.
Play-ins, yeah.
And we said we think that increases.
Right.
Do you agree that it increased, or do you think it decreased?
So if we're talking average, I'm gonna say it decreased, especially given that 19-minute game time in the what G2's game four. So I'm gonna say that overall the average is gonna decrease.
The average game time,
Yeah,
33 minutes. So it relatively
33.
stayed the
Okay,
same.
okay, so about the same, maybe a little longer. Yeah, okay.
So that
I was thinking
19.
the couple fast games that were outliers may have pushed it down, but obviously there were enough games that were longer to bring it back up. I
Yep.
mean, I know we were thinking that it's a best of series, so people are going to be playing things out a little bit slower, though, you know, that kind of probably is what happened. There were a few games, obviously, that did snowball pretty hard.
I will say though, interestingly enough, Western teams had a shorter game duration.
That makes sense.
Overall.
I can see that
Um,
because they got beat faster.
Not necessarily. Like there's G2, Fnatic, FlyQuest with a 50%, TL with a 50%.
They got beat
Um,
faster.
Okay, fine. We'll let you have it.
I'm
I
just
will.
beating a dead horse at this point. Pun intended.
Yeah, you were. And our last Pat stat. Sorry, let me find it. Do.
He pat that stat so hard he can't even find it.
Yep. Okay. So the highest. I want you to guess the champion, and I think you actually.
Okay.
I actually think you should be able to get this.
Okay.
Or at least come pretty close. So the highest win percentage, okay, of any
Yeah.
champion at Worlds that had above a 50 or a 55% presence. That means 55% presence, meaning that it was either picked or banned in over
Okay.
in over 50% of the games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This champion had a win rate of 71%, but a KDA of 2.6.
So that tells me it's probably an 80 carry. And knowing that you're the one bringing this up, I'm going with Jin.
No. Jin's was a 6.9 had a 65% KDA or 65% win rate with a 6.9%. It was a support.
Hey, 6.9. Okay.
It was
I
a
like
support. I'll give you that.
Okay. So
It was-
at least I was right on the bot lane. I thought a KDA would be higher for a support. Pantheon?
Not this support specifically. Not Pantheon, but you're on the right track in terms
No.
of the direction the champion goes.
So Rakan?
Nope.
In? Leona?
Yes. It was Leona. 71% win rate, 2.6 KDA. 100% win rates, Kennen
I mean, he didn't have that many games,
at
though.
9% presence, 4 picks overall.
Yeah.
I would say
And this is all a Worlds, right?
Yeah, I would say the most. I would say the most impactful champion in terms of pick was a Camille that had 57% win rate, and it was pick or banned the most. So traditionally, if you
Really?
got it, you got it. Jin 65% win rate, but only picked 50 or pick ban 55% of the time. So I think Camille. What we know about this is that we saw a lot of stuff in the top lane that we probably weren't necessarily expecting to see.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, and then I know mid lane we also saw a couple different things. A lot of things were kind of something that could be safer since the jungle focus was more topside. How about Lucian? What was his pick rate? I know coming in, everybody was saying Lucian was going to be pick or ban, especially because of his presence in the mid lane. He was played some top lane, things of that sort. He must have been a higher presence, right?
Lucian was pick ban. He had the highest presence,
Yeah, that's what I
but
thought.
only had 11 picks. So he was banned 60 times.
Right, because everybody was banning Lucian. Yeah,
Yep.
so he had the highest presence in terms of pick ban. Yeah, that's what I
Yep.
was thinking.
So I want
That's a good stat.
I want to get your opinion on the drafts of the finals games. Looking a little bit more in depth of these finals games, if I can pull them up. If not, whatever. It is what it is. I'm gonna try to do my best to find it, because I literally just had it. Maybe it'll let me. Maybe it won't. Teams playing. Who knows? Who knows if I can find it? But one of the things that we saw and we talked about was the way that you beat a South Korean team is that you have to go in and you have to play. Oh, there it is. You have to go in and you have to mix up something. You have to mix up something, and we saw that Suning tried to do that in the top lane, but
Right.
were unsuccessful. So I want to talk a little bit about these matchups. Damwon Gaming picked Ornn 3 of the 4 times, winning 2 of
Yeah.
those 3. Okay. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Suning picked Wukong in a loss, Fiora in a win,
Yeah.
Jax in a loss, and
Yeah.
Gangplank in a loss.
Yeah.
Do you
So
do you think that that lane alone having would if they had have mixed up the meta a little bit more, like the Fiora obviously won them the game, the Wukong I think it went too long and outscaled them because that was a 44-minute game, so I think that wasn't a bad pick. But in terms of the Jackson the gameplay, do you think if they mix it up more, this series goes to 5 games?
I don't necessarily not like the Fiora, the Wukong, the Jax. I more don't like what it's being played into. The
Mhm.
Ornn's able to be pretty safe. I mean, you're trying to go with someone who's split pushing. You kind of just let the Ornn then get pushed in, clear the wave, and roam around. He's got great team fighting presence.
Mhm.
I feel like in both of these games, I believe their top laner was like fifth pick counter pick for
Mhm.
Suning, and so it was kind of like you already know you're playing into an Ornn. Why would you be going for something like that? That's where I like where they changed the gangplank in game four. Kind of just let him sit up there and farm. But then obviously they didn't really play around it quite as well. Again, I just liked the drafts overall from Damwon a lot more. So again, talking about game four with the gangplank, I thought that was a good decision for Suning to kind of try and change around. Graves in the jungle was someone that they're going to be strong with. Oriana is someone who could be safe in the mid lane, especially playing into the Syndra. The Aphelios, sure, that's fine. And then paired with a Leona, which had good engage, but granted that was into a Pantheon, so Pantheon Shield counters a lot of that uh, damage coming in from the Graves, coming from the Aphelios. It can sit there and block things from the Leona. So I think that they got out drafted in that sense. Caitlyn's got better range than the Aphelios does, so they can kind of just sit back and go in when they want to, as opposed to when the Aphelios and the Leona want to. Um, there was no real tank in that either. On the side of Damwon, you had the Ornn, who's going to give you the Ornn items. You're going to have the Pantheon, who's also a semi-tank. I mean, granted, yeah, Leona's kind of a semi-tank, but her job is to be going in. She's the initiator on that team. Then you don't have any peel for your carries.
Mhm.
Whereas, Kindred's got the self-peel with her ult. Syndra's got some great peel. Caitlyn can self-peel with her traps. Like, it just, to me, Damwon won game four in draft. So that's just breaking down one of those games, obviously. Like we were talking about with the Wukong game, obviously that's what happened with the Wukong scaling. If we look here at game two with the Fiora, I think that was a better choice. Obviously, Ben looked very comfortable on it. It was assassins both ways in the jungle, so the Evelynn as well as the Rengar. And that was one where the Lucian made it through for Damwon, but it was into a Syndra. So Syndra is able to wave clear pretty well against the Lucian. If she hits her QE combo and gets the stun off, drops her ult, Lucian's going to be just dead. So I think that the Syndra going over to Suning there was very big. I think then the bot lane as well was kind of a toss up between the Aphelios and the Jhin and the Leona and the Thresh. But it was more the mid lane and the top lane, the presence around there that ended up winning the game for Suning. So I think that draft was much better and kind of matched better with Damwon's draft. So I think that's why they won that game. Would you agree with that? Do you have anything to add additional for breaking down those drafts, or would you like to do another one?
I think one of the things that I think about, we brought up earlier. You asked about the Lucian, right? Lucian
Right.
90 something percent presence in
Pick ban.
this
Yeah.
pick ban. Game one, banned by Suning.
Right.
Game two, not banned at all, picked up by Damwon in a loss. Game three, banned by Suning. Game four.
It was also of note first pick on blue side for
Mhm.
Damwon.
Game four, not picked or banned. Okay, so here's what I want to go into this, and I also think that the you bring up great points on the Syndra, which also spoke to Damwon's versatility. Orianna, then Lucian, then Syndra again, playing three separate champions in the mid lane, four different champions in the bot lane, three different champions in in the support position, three different champions in the jungle, and two different champions in the top lane. So Damwon showed quite a bit of versatility and the way to play the game differently. Okay, one of the things I want to talk about though is the Syndra presence. Okay,
Yeah.
Syndra picked up in a win. Gave
Right.
gave the gave the Lucian over to Damwon versus Suning. I think Suning has a better series if they quit prioritizing banning out this Lucian, because we see that Damwon doesn't know how necessarily to play into it very well.
I think that's more of they had a good counter pick for it. So I feel like if, and I think that's why it got left up in game 4, because the plan was is if someone takes Lucian, you just take Syndra.
Where in game 3 was Syndra picked?
I do not remember. Do you have that? Let me see if I can find it.
Let me know, because if it's not first, excuse me.
First pick was Nidalee in game 3.
Right.
And then Syndra was first on red side from Damwon.
Tell me who Damwon
by Suning.
Tell me who Damwon picks if Suning picks up Syndra. It ain't gonna be the Lucian. So you bought yourself a free ban. You bought yourself a free ban in that one.
Or on the other way around, if Damwon picks up Lucian, then you can take the Syndra. And you already showed in game 2 that you can do that.
Right.
So I feel like that was a draft misstep.
What about game 4?
What do you mean? Game 4, it wasn't banned at all.
First pick.
Syndra was taken. First pick was not Syndra.
There you go. I'm not saying it came all the way down to drafting.
Syndra. It was Syndra.
Was it Syndra?
Was
Okay.
first pick. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Damwon picked Syndra first in game 4.
And
I think Syndra was the one champion that kind of both teams really wanted.
I think in that case, if you know you're not getting it, ban it. Because they didn't ban the Lucian either.
Syndra won every game.
Yeah, and they didn't ban the Lucian either.
Yep.
So you don't.
Which made sense. Don't ban the Lucian, pick the Syndra.
You go about not banning
you.
huge power picks. Nidalee wasn't still, in my opinion, to this day, Nidalee wasn't a factor in Worlds as much as it should have been.
I think it was more, Europe had played it well, NA had played it well. It didn't really fit as much with, the Korean and top lane meta. It works really well with Renekton, who is not very big in the meta.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if you're not going to pick the top laner to go with the jungle, then why would you pick it? I think it had a lot more bans on the second phase, which kind of fit with that as well.
Yeah, it didn't seem like Damwon was actually looking to pick the Nidalee at all. So why ban it? I'm not sure. Nidalee notorious for being paired with Renekton in the top lane, or
maybe just some scouting issues. Maybe they thought that it was something that this is so good we need to get rid of it. It worked well in scrims. I don't know. Something like that.
We talk a lot about Fury's 5D chess that he plays. I think Fury would agree on our analysis on this. I'm just a lonely 80 carries.
I think they 5D chessed themselves all out of that one.
Yeah. Because I think if you look at the draft in game 2, strictly game 2, they outdrafted and won.
Yeah, I think game 2 set the meta for the rest of the series, basically.
Damwon didn't necessarily outdraft them. Didn't
Not
necessarily.
in that one.
They outdrafted themselves with how they banned and how they played those first couple
Right.
of picks. And
Agreed.
I think we leave it. I think it's safe to
leave
say
it at that.
we can
Suning
leave it.
could have won this with better macro and better drafts. Mostly better drafts, I think. But
They showed a proficiency for it in the series leading up to that. I think both of us, in terms of our picks for
it was also different who they were playing, though. Remember?
Yes.
I mean, so you're going to get punished harder, I think, by the Korean teams as opposed to other Chinese teams or European teams.
Maybe so. I still definitely think that, yes, we were both wrong, but I think regardless of how you look at it, I think both of us kind of expected a little bit of a better showing from Suning. All that being said, not to take anything away from Damwon won. They are world champions. You cannot take that away from them.
Damwon number one.
Definitely decisive and very much deserved. So congratulations to them. We're looking forward to see how they rebound in 2021. But want to switch gears. I understand that you have some updates. We've got some franchising updates from the Eastern side
Yes,
of League of
from
Legends.
LCK. So they did switch to franchising this year around. 10 teams, so just like NA in Europe. The turns out that the top 10 teams that kind of were expected are the ones that ended up making it. So ones that you're familiar with: T1,
Mm-hmm.
Gen G,
Mm-hmm.
KT Rolster,
Okay.
Damwon, DRX, Alfrika. Those are kind of the big
You said
six.
Africa?
And Alfrika,
Oh, nice. Where
yeah,
where is Jin Air Green Dragons? Where is
they
that?
are not in.
I want bring back my Green Dragons.
They are not in.
Bring back my Green Dragons.
We need the sad airplanes. No Jin Air. Um, but there is
This
High Fresh Blade, Team Dynamics,
what?
Hanwhan Life Esports, and Sandbox Gaming.
Ooh, Sandbox Gaming.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
So it'll be interesting to see how that affects the lower leagues, how it affects overall competition. If more, I mean, LCK has always been good about using subs and bringing in other players. They've not been afraid to, even Faker gets benched. I mean, they're not afraid to put you down when you're not up to par and let you take that break, get back on form, and then bring back in who's going to win the games for them. So I feel like this is only going to continue to improve them and let them continue to do that, give players some more security, knowing that they have a contract, have a team. You're not going to have to worry about fighting for relegations at the bottom. It's going to let those teams be able to experiment a little bit more, maybe try some new things. It may turn Korea into another powerhouse. I know the last few years at Worlds, they'd had some disappointing showings. I know some of their teams had some disappointing showings. Obviously, they were able to win this year, but I think this might be the start of a resurgence of Korea as number one.
Yeah, and see, following the footsteps of North America and
China and Europe.
Europe,
Everybody else is franchised at this point.
With I think in North America's perspective, I think it's worked out best for North America, and I think we haven't seen it yet. I think we see it in the long run.
I really like the way China set up their franchising.
Yes.
They're associated with cities,
Mm-hmm.
so every city has a team. You travel around to play. It's much like how traditional sports work in America. I would have loved if that would have been the thing for here in the NA. Except the problem is the way studios work and all that. The infrastructure isn't there.
Yep.
And then obviously the ping isn't quite there. Where in China everything is at least a little closer, and the infrastructure is much better in that sense.
Don't count it out, though.
I know. I think the Overwatch League, they tried to do it like city based and region based, and it obviously it was in name only, and it really didn't catch on.
Yeah, I I think strictly franchising. I think strictly franchising. Speaking, North America has done a pretty good job. I think in terms of just overall play, obviously China, Korea have.
It's a different style. It's a different attitude. I mean,
And I think I think the talent is overall. Overall, I
Right.
think the talent is a little bit better, right? I think the top players in North America can match up to some level with the top players in Europe and the top players in China and North Korea. But I think overall, in terms of like raw
Right.
talent, the
they
talent
have
is
more
better.
of it
Right.
in China and Korea, I believe.
And
more
so-
overall. I don't know if it's better, but there's definitely more of it.
And what I
So
want to see,
being more of it mean you get to train more against it.
I want to see North America pull the trigger on making some of those moves. Like we saw a special in EU come up. EU's trying to trigger pull a little bit more, and I think that's why you saw things like Nemesis come up. That's why you see some things like FBI come up in North America, right?
And he was very successful.
Right.
So
And I don't
I
think those
certain
happen
teams
without
are
it.
better than others at doing that.
Yep. So I think in the long run, franchising it will play out better in the next couple of years for North America. I look for them and some other teams. I think teams like Rogue out in EU really have shown that it's promising, because Rogue, yeah, they didn't have the greatest world showing, but they were they were a roster of a bunch of rookies,
Right.
essentially, and so that was outstanding. It was outstanding to watch. They played really well throughout the season. Fnatic and G2, obvious perennial favorites, had a pretty good world showing, but how that EU has mastered it and how North America is beginning, I think, to get its feet up under them, we'll see some better League of Legends in the next couple of years. I think NA is still 2 years out, where EU might be like a year out. We'll see. We'll see with the interesting off-season changes that we've highlighted in past episodes of Doc and the Fox that we will continue to highlight as they come in. Yeah, but hey, what a season it was.
It was a great season. I mean, with COVID and things getting postponed and not having to have, the mid-season invitational and playing from home, in NA specifically, Pobelter having to run into Riot so that he can play and finish out, things like that. It's just, there was a lot of memorable things that came out of this year, and NA being streamed on ESPN on TV.
True.
I mean, that was big.
Walked into B-dubs.
Everybody was looking for sports to watch. Yeah.
Literally walked into B-dubs.
It's big.
And there's, on the big screen, is League of Legends. I about dropped my beer. It was great. Oh, absolutely. Same thing with Worlds. No, I 100% agree. And all that being said, we're looking forward to, like I said, this is sponsored by Goon Squad Gaming. I know some friends from Zero Gravity Gaming are watching us live as we do this podcast and follow the podcast. We are looking forward to playing in Zero Gravity Gaming's spring split starting in January. We've got we've got one extra team this season that we're going to hopefully we're working
on tryouts. DMs are open.
With one new mid laner, aka this guy over here, going to be joining Goon Squad Gaming officially. Going to be gaming.
I've officially joined
as a player.
Yeah,
as a roster
I've
player.
been on for content team for a while now.
So we're looking forward to having you there.
Assuming I don't go on a win streak in the next few days.
Yeah, please don't. When does rank season end?
I don't know, in like a week.
A week or so?
Something like that.
Cool.
I don't know.
Well, we'll see how it is.
I don't think I have enough time to play that many games.
Hell no, I don't either. COVID or not, I don't either. But with that being said, I want to take the next 30 seconds to bring to light something that you don't often see in sports.
Yeah, make sure that your antivirus on for his COVID here.
It is Jesus Christ. I can't with you. For 30 seconds of What Does the Fox Say? I know this is a League of Legends and an esports stream, but I want to bring to light something that was done in the major leagues. John Lester, future Hall of Famer, world champion pitcher for the Chicago Cubs. Recently, they did not take his buyout and re-sign him, so he is an up-and-coming free agent. May play for the city of Chicago still after this, but not. We'll have to renegotiate a contract, but that's besides the point. Wanted to say an official thank you for the city of Chicago, so gave everybody, this man offered every single person in the city of Chicago a free beer on him. Their first Miller Lite, if they went to bars over the weekends or whatever it was, this man paid $47,000 out of his own pocket for beer for the city of Chicago. And I just want to give that man some snaps. Like, what is up, dude? Like,
if I'd known, I would have gone to Chicago.
That is how you go out. If, like, John Lester, if you're gonna go out and say farewell, that's how you do it. Buy some fans some beer and say.
And now he can say he used to work in Chicago.
Oh God. He can say that he used to work in Chicago. So great! Congratulations on a great career in Chicago. Congratulations on a World Series. But $47,000—that's a lot of beer.
That's been What Does the Fox Say?
Oh, that is a lot of beer. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been Worlds 2020 recap. Congratulations once again to Damwon Gaming. This has been Doc and the Fox. Once again, we air Mondays, sometime between 7 and 8. Whatever. We were a little bit late today. Jeremy was
somewhere
in a game.
Around there.
He was in a game. I couldn't rush him.
I had to lose,
It's fine. We will be back next Monday, starting at about 7 Eastern Standard Time. Thank you again to Goon Squad Gaming. We are produced and produced by them. We are looking forward to Zero
Sponsored by
Gravity Game.
them,
Sponsored by
all
them.
those good things.
Super cool. Feel free to DM us with your questions, comments, and concerns. You can find us live on twitch.tv. As I said, just Patty Melt. Follow Goon Squad Gaming.
Where
Twitch,
you are now.
Where we are now. Goon Squad Gaming live on twitch.tv. ShaneGood22 live on twitch.tv. But also on Twitter, ShaneGood22. And YouTube, type in Doc and the Fox, ShaneGood22, and find us live. We upload all of our content there. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Worlds 2020 recap and other things and franchising and all those great things. We will see you next week as we talk a little bit more about preseason. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. And shoot, go watch some sports or something. Shit, I don't know. Go rank up or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you guys got this.
You got another couple days. So we'll see you when
next time
we see you.